There might be a new GOAT on the block, bro. There might be a new GOAT on the comedy block. There might be a new GOAT on the comedy block. Bill Burr did an SNL monologue in front of SNL's super like trust fund white woman audience. Yeah. Right? And he did it Bill Burr style.
My man was Bill Burr all the way through.
Bill Burr through and through, and killed in arguably the worst audience in comedy, murdered with his own material, didn't pander at all. I think he might be the GOAT with straight skill and manipulation. I want to break down like how he got these people that have no sense of humor to laugh at actual real jokes that are offensive. But we got to start having a conversation. There might be a new GOAT in town.
He right now might be the best. I think he's the best comic working right now in this moment. And I include Chappelle in that, which is lofty.
Oh, see, now I was separating Chappelle.
Whoa.
I was Chappelle's almost like...
because Chappelle is kind of doing his own thing right now that isn't really stand-up in the sense. It's like whatever his George Floyd special was, that wasn't comedy.
Right.
You can't say Hannah Gadsby's not comedy and then say Chappelle is in that special. They are a similar thing. They're not really comedy. They're trying to say something.
Right.
Bill Burr, that's comedy. So I think in this moment right now, what he is doing is more stand-up than what Chappelle is doing, and he's the best doing it right now.
How about this? Just for the sake of discussion, we take Chappelle out.
Okay. Fair.
We just take Chappelle out. Chappelle's the GOAT. Goated on Mount Rushmore of comedy. Nobody could touch him. God status while he's still alive. Very few comics get to have that. Yeah, there's a lot of comics that we revere after they're dead, like a Lenny Bruce type. We got Lenny somewhere. There he is. We got Lenny in the studio right now. And Pryor probably got it while he was alive.
He did.
But definitely after he was alive, probably even more so.
He's like the Jay-Z of comedy.
Where you're getting your flowers while you're still... I don't know, rapping, or you're still doing your art, if you will. So if we're looking at just pure comics in that way, Bill Burr, what he did on SNL, if you guys haven't seen it, go watch it. It's on YouTube, it's on Twitter, it's on whatever the fuck it is. But it was masterful, man. And the way that he came out and the way that he got this crowd on his side, I thought was absolutely brilliant.
Go ahead.
Okay? So if you guys don't know Bill Burr, you can look up his jokes. There's nothing likable about his takes.
Yeah.
At all. It is maybe the least likable premises that exist.
100%.
Right? Which we love. I mean, that's the idea behind Inside Jokes, right? When we were doing Inside Jokes, that show was like, how do we take the most fucked up premises and then make them funny?
To a degree, it's the idea behind Flagrant 2.
Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. So we have this, he goes up, and the first joke he actually does, you think... the audience thinks he's on their side.
Yes.
Right? So the first joke is wear a mask, right? And if you don't wear a mask, good, you'll die. And it goes into his feeling where we need less people.
We're overpopulated.
We need less people. So the woke audience is like, well, I don't want to laugh at people dying, but I do like that he wants people to wear masks, and you're supposed to wear masks, so that's what Fauci tells me, and I just regurgitate whatever Fauci tells me. So, okay, I can laugh at this guy. He's good. He goes, we can get less people, get rid of the people. It'll be the best possible thing in the world. It will be, what is the exact line he says?
I forget what he says.
He goes, it was a dream come true. He goes, something like that. It's a dream come true, less people. He goes, talking about dreams come true. Did you guys see Rick Moranis get knocked the fuck out of the Upper West Side?
Oh my God, that transition was so fucking good.
Beautiful, right? And so now he's rope a dope. And this is my favorite part, right? So now the woke audience is like, am I allowed to laugh at this? I'm not sure if I'm allowed to. A man was punched. Now it is a man that's punched, so it's kind of okay to laugh at.
White man, cis white male.
Cis white man is punched, but he is smaller. Can we laugh at that? We're not exactly sure. And then he says this. He goes, New York is back.
That was the fucking line.
And when he goes, New York is back, all the people in the audience who identify as New Yorkers because they've still been in New York, they didn't go back home for whatever reason. I assume that they're not actual New Yorkers because we don't go to SNL.
Yeah. They are 100%
State Building. You don't do
100% transplants.
Yeah, exactly, right? So basically they lose it because finally there's somebody that has their back that's saying publicly, New York is back.
I think it feeds into, even if you're like the most left-wing guy, you got crazy pride in New York. You're probably not born here, but you still really take a lot of pride in being a New Yorker.
Yeah.
And then when he says New York is back, you feel tougher.
When you identify as a place you're not born in, you have even more pride, right? Like
you're overcompensating. Yeah, 100%. Perfect example. Perfect example. I'm super Indian because I don't have to risk getting raped. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just in it. You know what I mean? I'm here, comfy, love it.
You're right.
And then you feel tougher when somebody says, oh, a guy got punched in New York. New York is back. You're like, oh, I'm from a tough city. Me, super left-wing, glasses-wearing motherfucker is tough for living here. Fuck yeah, New York is back.
Coming on the heels of Rock's performance, which I watched. I didn't watch before, and I watched.
Same.
I think you were hard on him.
Same.
I thought that this was the difference I saw. I thought that he had a few really good roast jokes up front, right? Like the first thing he said I thought was funny, where he was like, let's not acknowledge the elephant in the room. Donald Trump is in the hospital right now with COVID, and my thoughts and prayers go out for COVID.
Yeah.
I thought it was a funny joke.
Yeah.
I thought it was all right.
What it did is...
Good opener.
Here's the thing. It acknowledges what everybody's thinking in the moment in a clever way. And anytime you do that, it's amazing.
Okay.
On the spot. We're not talking about he worked that joke out for months. He didn't know he was going to be in the hospital for months. But you got to open up something with whatever. I thought he had a couple funny roasts in the front. What I will say is this. Chris Rock didn't do, and maybe he's changed, but like it seemed to me like Chris Rock was doing what he thought the SNL audience would like. Not what he wanted. He was like, what will kill in front of them? Let's do these jokes. Not pandering per se, but definitely not
him
going hard. But maybe he's changed. Maybe he's grown. Maybe he's become like more mature where he cares about these things. So I'll say so that was my initial feeling. And then the other thing I felt when I was watching him was like, it was classic Rock premises. They were really strong, but one punchline and then move on.
I think
if you want to talk about having to work out material for a longer time, 100%. If he worked out material for a longer time, I think he'd add more punchlines. But like for me, I look at Chris Rock and I'm like, this is a brilliant guy that chose to put his brilliance into comedy. And then there are certain guys that are just hysterical guys that learn how to do stand-up. Right. I don't think he's like a naturally funny guy. I think he's a naturally brilliant guy that found a way to hack stand-up.
I thought he had a similar issue, but it's more glaring than as Burr because they didn't have enough time to work it out. But Burr, we've sat in a car with Burr. He's kind of just Bill Burr. Like, he's just being Bill Burr the whole time he's talking.
Yeah.
You've talked to Rock more than me, but from what I know, he is not Chris Rock on stage, off stage.
No, those
are very
brilliant.
different people.
He's just brilliant.
He got to put in a lot of work off stage or like stage after stage to get to Chris Rock that we know doing specials.
Yeah, he's got
Without
a fake
that
voice.
Time,
Yeah, I just
like
felt,
you do that when you're looking at it almost like a scientist. You're like, what other mechanism do I need to induce more laughter? You know what I mean? Yeah. Like he's really kind of looking. I think Chris Rock is just an absolute genius, like an absolute genius that found stand-up comedy. And I think Burr is just like a hysterical dude, just like a funny guy that learned the art of comedy.
I think he's a blue-collar just dude who found stand-up comedy. And he's funny and smart as fuck, but Rock it's a different level.
If he wasn't
of
on
intelligence.
stage, he'd be doing drywall. Like, and these women think they got it hard.
Perfect.
Put up a fucking drywall.
Exactly.
My girl's at home right now doing dishes. I'd rather do dishes than putting up this like, I think that's the exact same guy, Bert.
Yeah.
And I think that's why he things resonate so much with people on like a lizard level. And it's so funny, the reaction of it. The exact group of people that he went after, the woke white women, got pissed.
Yep.
And who was supporting the fuck out of it? Black people.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, that's the funniest thing.
Right?
Like all over Twitter, like all these like black activists being like, yo, this Bill Burr thing is great. Because it like roasts their two favorite things to make fun of.
Which are?
Uppity white chicks and gay dudes. Like, yo, this is perfect. Like, what's the problem?
For real, dude. It was just beautiful.
And I also
to see.
think black people enjoy edgy comedy. And so I guess I was disappointed with Chris because it wasn't that edgy. Like normally, especially politics talks, he'll get pretty edgy with it. And like, I kind of felt like you said, he was going for the crowd.
Chris was trying to do well. He didn't want to bomb.
Yeah. There's a moment.
Bill was like, you know what? I'm going for it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And Chris, at that level, you should go for it.
You got to go for it
When
because...
when was Chris's last stand-up?
Maybe a few years ago.
He came out with one a few years ago.
Was it good?
One drop
The first half was awful.
Last year,
straight
maybe?
up.
Last year,
First
yeah.
half was awful. Second half was really good.
Yeah.
But he's in an interesting transition where I think he's trying to shed the.
Right.
I think he thinks it's played or whatever. Personally, I still love it, but I think he feels like he's too old or it's too old or something because his whole career flipped. He used to do jokes telling in a regular voice, and he was doing fine. But then when he came out with Bring the Pain, and he started talking like this, whole shit is different. Whole career changes. The whole trajectory of his career changes. What's so funny, Taylor?
Yo, maybe that really works for black people.
No, don't do that.
Maybe
You
the
sound
whole
just
time
like
he was talking regular, and black people were like, I don't get this corny, skinny motherfucker. And the second he was like, what do you mean? Yo, it works, bro.
I ain't gonna lie.
Can't even help herself. What the fuck is so funny, Taylor?
She laughing.
You're making the exact same face we make. That shit is so funny.